Hey everybody, this is John from Legacy Woodworking Machinery, and today we're going to work on Class 3 from A Handbook of Ornament. Let's go ahead. Hey everybody, this is John from Legacy Woodworking Machinery, and today is Class 3 from A Handbook of Ornament. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. The Handbook of Ornament today is we're going to talk all about reeded columns. And this top reeded column here is a beautiful, and again, a very classic piece that has the ribbon that wraps around the column, and of course has all the reeding up and around it. Let's go ahead and lay out our part. I've decided on a 3 1/4 inch wide piece, great size piece to be used for wainscoting or for pilasters, for a fireplace mantle, or even for a kitchen island in the corners. So let's go ahead and lay this all out. We have a 36-inch long piece here, and it's 3 1/4 wide. First step is to just draw a polyline on dead center right there. And then understanding that we have an 1 1/4 piece of material, we're going to start out with a 4-inch diameter circle. Lay that right there, and then grab the center point of that circle and snap it to the edge of our board. I want to move this up 5/8 of an inch. So we're going to use our move tool for relative in the X of 0.625, 5/8 of an inch. That's where I want it to end. It gives me a little extra room here for my reeds, and I'll show you where that's going to come into play. Second thing we do is just trim it off. So I'm going to use a polyline and grab my scissors tool and cut that off. Now I can delete my polyline. Grabbing this arc here, I'm going to go ahead and center it, and then using the 9 button on my keyboard, I'm going to rotate it flat and then just move it up here above. The next thing I have to decide is the reeds, and what I like to do here is use the tool here called Copy Along Vectors, and I'm going to set a 3/8 inch diameter circle with a distance between copy of 3/8 of an inch as well. And I am going to force even spacing. This is going to make sure they have a nice, clean, even set of arcs. So let's go ahead and copy that. And we're going to notice in here that we're just slightly overlapped, and that is a good thing. I'm going to show you why as we move this up and out of the way. Again, just using the arrow keys on our keyboard. Let's move that up here, out of the way, and let's draw a polyline from the center of this circle right here, all the way over across this one here. And I want to make sure that my A stays at exactly 0 there. I don't want it to come up. Notice here it climbed, so let's delete that one off, and let's do that one again. Snap to the center, and come over here at an A0. Don't care how long it goes because that's all going away anyway. We're going to take our scissors, cut out the center section, cut out the bottom of our circle here, and let's just separate the top from the bottom. Scissors tool is one of my favorite tools in Aspire. Really makes trimming everything nice and easy. Now we'll take this one over node mode and delete this bottom section here, and also delete the bottom of our arc. Now here is our reeded surface, and so let's go ahead and take a look at that and see what it looks like when we make it. So we're going to use our vertical split screen that's up here. It's going to allow us to see the 2D and the 3D. We're going to select our center line. We're going to use the extrude tool. Now this tool is a great tool. We're just going to center the shape over the top of that line. Click on that there, and we're just going to hit apply. Notice here it goes all the way out to the end. That's why we left that extra space there. Let's look at the end of our part here. It looks beautiful. We have a phenomenal set of reeds coming up here. Just exactly what we're looking for. So love it. I'm going to change that to a merge. Hit close. And then I'm going to go ahead and just turn that off for a moment, because now comes the exciting part. We have to figure out how to build the ribbons. So let's go back to our Handbook of Ornament and look at these. Now the lower ribbon, or the underneath ribbon, goes from the upper left to the bottom right. And the ribbon that is on top goes from the lower left to the upper right. Let's go ahead and just lay that out. We're going to first put in some parameters for it. We're just going to draw a rectangle and make sure that we just draw the exact height, and wherever it sits doesn't matter, because we're going to use our centering tool to put it dead center. All right, let's go ahead and just show our 2D view for a moment. And we're going to draw now a line that's going to come down at a 45-degree angle. So we're at 45. Go ahead and center that. And to make this thing just right, I'm going to use my offset tool. And I'm going to go both directions, 1/4 inch, and I'm going to delete my center vector. So now we're going to have a ribbon that is a 1/2 inch wide. I'm going to use my scissors tool one more time because it is my favorite tool. And we're just going to clean off all the excess here, just building ourselves a really cool parallelogram. From here, we're going to go to our node mode, and I'm going to hit B to Bezier, both of those. Now the trick is just to grab these upper 2 arms here. We're going to count as we move it. Use my arrow keys again. Okay, and I'm going to grab the lower 2, going the opposite direction. And we start to have the shape that we're looking for. I'm going to go a little bit more than that one. And the same the other direction. Now we're starting to look great. One thing I do notice up here is a little thinner than down here. So I'm going to right click and go to insert midpoint and right click and insert midpoint. And I'm going to go 3 in, 1, 2, 3, and 3 in, 1, 2, 3. Now what I have is a ribbon that's more of the same size for the entire piece. Really excited. I like the shape of this one, so that's going to be the shape of our ribbon. The second thing we have to do is lay out the height of our ribbon, or the 3D portion of the ribbon. We want it to lay on the same curvature as the reeds, but we want it to be above the reeds. So to get the same curvature, the first thing that we do is we're going to draw ourselves a polyline, and we're going to just snap at the center of that circle here, and we're going to snap at this one as well. And now what we'll do is we'll go to our node mode, turn that into an arc, and I'm going to pull this up until it's laying right on top of our reeds right there. Okay. Now that's where it would normally stay. However, it is above the reeds, not on the reeds. And so we're going to move it up. And all I'm going to move it is 1/16 inch. So I'm going to grab that right there. And I'm just going to say move. And go relative distance in the Y of 0.0625 or 1/16 inch. So my first ribbon is going to lay at that height there. Now I'm going to copy and paste that one, and I'm going to make my second ribbon, or my higher of the 2 ribbons. I'm just going to move it an additional 1/16 inch. There's that one. Okay. Now we need to draw ourselves a couple of lines here. I need a line that comes straight up first on both sides of this one. Then we're going to use our extend tool. It's this guy right here. We're just going to extend this one out to there, extend this one out to there, and do the same thing here. With both of those extends done, I'm going to take this line, shift, grab this one, I'm going to copy it, paste it, hold down shift one more time, I'm going to grab the upper arc, and I'm just going to move it up and out of the way. Using my scissors tool, I'm going to just blend these all together. Snipping, snipping. For my next one, do the same thing. Grab these 3 pieces, move it up, and grab my scissors tool again. Making sure, of course, those vectors don't overlap as I'm trying to trim them off. Okay, so there's our reeds, here's our lower ribbon, and here's our upper ribbon. Let's go ahead and lay all that out. So we're going to go back to our extrude tool. We're going to say use selection again once we select this line. And we're going to start with our lower ribbon. And we're going to set that to emerge and just hit apply. We'll click on close. And we'll go back to our handbook of ornament real quickly to make sure that our lower one is the right one, that our higher one is the right one. So for our lower one, we need to take this guy here. We're going to copy and paste it and then hit V to vertical flip it, because our lower one is lower up here from the upper left to the lower right. Holding down shift, we're going to grab our model. Let's go to our split view again. Let's just show you what happens when we click on this button here. We get 1, piece of ribbon. Now let's go ahead and do the other one. Hold down this, back to our extrude tool, use selection, have our secondary one here, our higher one, put on a merge, hit apply. There we are. And this time we need the one that goes from lower left, upper right. And let's go ahead and clear everything out of that. And now what we have here, if we look at our 3D view, we have this beautiful ribbons that are set above and below each other, just like it was wrapped up in. Go ahead and turn on our original reeds. There they are. And you can see that we have our first pattern here. Now the next thing we need to do is kind of tricky. We're going to grab component 2 and 3, and we're going to come over here to our array tool. And what we want to look at first is over here, we have it 3.986, or essentially 4 inches. So I want a gap between them of 4 inches. And we know this is 36. We're going every 4 inches, so I think I can get probably 5 copies here. Go ahead and click on copy. They're going to come off the page, and that's okay for a moment. We're just going to use our centering tool one more time, and let's take a look at what we just created. So here is our column. We've got a reeded column with our ribbons that are crisscrossing each other every 4 inches. And again, what we're looking for is approximately the same distance from that tip to that tip as there is from that tip to that tip. Again, 3.98 versus 4, it's going to be close enough. I like those whole numbers, they just make everything look a little easier. If you have any questions about this, or about the Handbook of Ornament, or learning Aspire, or learning about our machines that we manufacture here at Legacy Woodworking Machinery, give us a phone call. My number is 800-279-4570, or the local number 801-491-0010. Leave us a comment below, give us a like and a thumbs up, and tell us that you like these videos. If you have any questions, again, feel free to reach out. Thank you guys so much. Be nice to each other. We'll see you guys in the next one.